Wedding planning can be a whirlwind of excitement and stress, blending joy with meticulous details. For some, it's a thrilling creative process, choosing venues, themes, and menus, while for others, it's a logistical maze. Lauren Sanchez, however, has moved beyond planning. She's now tied to the world's richest man, their bond sealed with words both tender and fervent. "I will show you with my body, my lips, and my eyes." These intimate vows, meant solely for her, were whispered in private, pulsing with passion and devotion. Yet fate is a cunning playwright, transforming secret promises into a public spectacle. What began as a personal exchange spiraled into a scandal that shattered records, triggering a staggering $38 billion divorce, the costliest in history. This upheaval reshaped 3 families, exposing the fragility of even the mightiest. Love, it seems, can ignite both hearts and chaos, reminding us that power offers no shield against human vulnerability.
To unravel the saga of love, betrayal, and a single text message that ignited an empire's collapse, we must rewind to 1993. Back then, Jeff Bezos wasn't the titan of industry known worldwide, but a driven Wall Street analyst at D.E. Shaw in New York. Brilliant and meticulous, he possessed an insatiable curiosity for the intricate dance of money and technology, decoding patterns that others overlooked. Yet amid his ambitious pursuits, he stumbled into something unexpected: love. Enter Mackenzie Tuttle, a woman whose intellect rivaled his relentless drive. A Princeton graduate with aspirations of becoming a novelist, Mackenzie was a captivating blend of sharpness and warmth, grounded yet brimming with dreams. Her magnetic presence drew Jeff in, sparking a partnership that would not only shape their lives, but alter the trajectory of history itself. Their connection, born in this vibrant moment, laid the foundation for a legacy until a single message turned their world upside down. Their encounter felt like a scene plucked from a romantic comedy, scripted by fate itself. Mackenzie Tuttle, working as an assistant to an executive at D.E. Shaw, caught Jeff Bezos' eye with her radiant laugh, sharp intellect, and effortless poise. Jeff later admitted, "I didn't date much until my senior year of college, but meeting Mackenzie changed everything in an instant. Within 3 months they were engaged, within a year they were married. Theirs wasn't just a love story, it was a dynamic partnership, a potent blend of ambition and creativity that would spark the creation of Amazon." In 1994, Jeff stumbled upon a staggering statistic. The internet was exploding at over 2,000% annual growth. He saw it immediately, a rare transformative opportunity, the kind only a visionary could seize. Mackenzie, with her novelist imagination and grounded wisdom, fueled his audacity. Jeff once reflected, "I thought by 55 I'd be an author, or at least settled. But life? It's only just beginning." Together they stood on the cusp of revolution, ready to ride a wave that would redefine the world.
At 20, I thought life would wind down by 50. Oh, how wrong I was. Ladies, let me assure you, it's not over. It's just the spark of a new beginning. The crowd cheers, echoing the sentiment, "We love you!" Life only gets richer, more vibrant as the years unfold. When women ask me, "What's it like turning 50?" I say, it's the dawn of something extraordinary. "Lauren, you're preaching to the choir." It's not just about chasing dreams, but embodying the dreamer's spirit. Mackenzie Tuttle, later known as Mackenzie Bezos, wasn't merely the wife of a billionaire. She was the co-architect of Amazon's genesis. While Jeff dreamed up algorithms and logistics, Mackenzie crafted the original business plan, her vision as bold as his. She sat in investor meetings, her conviction securing $245,573, a modest seed that would blossom into a $1 trillion empire. In their Bellevue, Washington garage, she worked grueling 18-hour days, answering customer emails, packing books, and negotiating with suppliers. With no budget for office furniture, she improvised, building tables from doors and wooden beams. Her resourcefulness laying the foundation for a revolution that millions of Amazon customers would never fully grasp. Mackenzie set aside her own aspirations as a novelist to fuel the shared vision she and Jeff nurtured. They survived on 4 hours of sleep, fueled by daily pizza, dreaming that Amazon would one day eclipse giants like Barnes & Noble. Reflecting later, Mackenzie described how their fragile dream transformed into an unstoppable force, a storm that reshaped commerce. By 1997, Amazon went public, valued at $438 million, a modest sum compared to its future, yet a testament to their audacity. From a garage in Bellevue, they had birthed a global marketplace. As years rolled on, Amazon became the pulsating core of the internet, its influence vast and undeniable. By 2018, its valuation rocketed past $1 trillion, crowning Jeff Bezos the world's richest man, with a fortune exceeding $150 billion. Their life painted a picture of the ultimate American dream, a blend of love, partnership, thriving children, and unimaginable wealth. To the world, their story gleamed flawless, a beacon of success and unity. Beneath the polished facade of their success, a subtle fracture grew in Jeff and Mackenzie's marriage, woven from time, distance, and relentless ambition. Success, as it often does, exacted a steep toll. Jeff's drive fueled 18-hour workdays, constant flights, boardroom battles, and visionary ventures like Alexa and Blue Origin's rockets, leaving little room for anything else. Mackenzie, meanwhile, often stood alone, raising their 4 children, juggling family responsibilities, and quietly pursuing her dream of becoming a novelist. She published 2 books, her prose delicate yet incisive, but they were eclipsed by Amazon's towering shadow. No matter her achievements, the world saw her through Jeff's story. Friends later shared how she confessed to feeling isolated, once saying, "Jeff lives in the future while I'm rooted in the present." Those words, confided to close confidants, carried a prophetic weight as the chasm between them widened, brick by brick, creating space for someone new. In 2016, at a star-studded Hollywood gala brimming with moguls and celebrities, Jeff met Lauren Sanchez. A glamorous television host and helicopter pilot, Lauren radiated beauty, charisma, and an electrifying presence. Already married to Patrick Whitesell, a powerhouse talent agent representing stars like Matt Damon, Christian Bale, and Hugh Jackman, she had 3 children and a seemingly perfect life on paper, yet destiny was about to rewrite their stories.
When Lauren Sanchez crossed paths with Jeff Bezos, a subtle spark flared, one that would eventually blaze through billions, reshaping lives and legacies. Initially, their connection was professional, rooted in business. Lauren, a skilled helicopter pilot, was hired to fly for elite clients, including Bezos, who had long harbored a dislike for flying. But professional exchanges soon deepened into private conversations, then clandestine meetings, and finally a hidden romance. Bezos, once reserved and tightly controlled in his public persona, began to change. His employees noticed a shift. The 58-year-old started frequenting the gym, sporting a new hairstyle, dressing with a bold flair, and exuding a youthful energy like a teenager swept up in love. His carefully guarded private world now orbited secret getaways, passionate texts, and stolen moments. For nearly a year, Jeff and Lauren met discreetly at his sprawling Texas and Washington estates, in luxurious hotels, and aboard a $65 million private jet he purchased to facilitate their covert escapes. Yet the gravest error wasn't the affair itself, but the intimate words he poured into text messages, vulnerable, unguarded, and destined to unravel his empire. Jeff Bezos' private words, raw with desire, vulnerability, and promises of love, were the kind that could devastate in the wrong hands. Fate delivered them to someone Lauren Sanchez trusted implicitly, her brother, Michael Sanchez. Struggling with financial woes and desperate for a break, Michael was a peripheral figure in the entertainment world, dabbling in PR with connections to tabloids, always chasing a quick path to wealth. When he discovered Jeff's intimate messages on Lauren's phone, he recognized their explosive potential. The world's richest man, a married father of 4, entangled in a secret affair with his sister. This was dynamite. Michael meticulously gathered the texts, covertly photographing her screen, compiling a digital dossier that exposed the planet's most powerful man as merely human, lovesick, vulnerable, and foolish.
Unbeknownst to Lauren, as she shared details of her romance with her brother, he was recording her every word, scheming to sell the scandal to the highest bidder. Among those texts, one line seared itself into infamy, splashed across global headlines. "I will show you with my body, my lips, and my eyes very soon."
The music swelled, its melody weaving through the soft, golden glow of flickering lights that danced across the ancient walls of a Venetian palazzo. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez glided deeper into the dream they had meticulously crafted, their presence commanding the room. Every eye turned toward them, not merely because they were the wealthiest couple present, but because their movement carried an electric rhythm, a magnetic synergy that outshone wealth and power. Lauren's gown shimmered like liquid moonlight, a masterpiece that had sparked whispers across fashion circles for weeks. Designers had scrambled, sending covert sketches and, rumor had it, conducting secret midnight fittings, far from prying lenses to prevent any leaks. The dress itself was a vision, blending intricate old-world Italian lace with a bold, futuristic silhouette, a fitting reflection of Bezos, a man grounded in relentless ambition, yet perpetually chasing tomorrow's horizons. Her veil, delicate yet endlessly trailing, floated behind her like the wake of a yacht gliding across the Grand Canal. As it grazed the polished marble floor, guests leaned forward, captivated, as if witnessing a moment destined to echo beyond the night. Phones were discreetly tucked away, banned from this meticulously curated, no-phone wedding. Every moment was meant to live in memory alone, captured only by the discerning lenses of hand-picked photographers. No scandalous snapshots or grainy paparazzi leaks would taint this night. This was control, absolute and unyielding. Yet, beneath this polished surface, chaos simmered, poised to erupt. Lauren Sanchez was no conventional bride. A former television host, a skilled helicopter pilot, a devoted mother, she had now become the woman who redefined love's boundaries, fiercely claiming it against all odds. The eyes on her weren't just those of family, friends, or celebrities, but also critics, analysts, and rivals, all speculating how this union would send shockwaves through corridors of power. Some saw fairy tale romance. Others glimpsed calculated strategy. This duality fueled hushed conversations around candlelit tables, where whispers danced like shadows. Leonardo DiCaprio's quiet arrival stirred another ripple of intrigue. His presence, understated yet potent, recalled the viral yacht moment when Lauren leaned close to him as Jeff watched, an image that had ignited a frenzy of memes across the internet. Now, seeing Leo at the wedding, smiling nonchalantly as if untouched by the gossip, was almost too much for the captivated crowd. An unspoken question lingered in the air, heavy with anticipation.
Was inviting Leonardo DiCaprio a display of strength or a subtle nod to insecurity? Did it signal healed wounds or proclaim the untouchable stature of the Bezos-Sanchez empire? Regardless of the headlines, the night was pure theater, each guest playing their role in a grand performance. The chefs unveiled the first course with flourish, Italian delicacies crafted with breathtaking precision. Truffle risotto nestled in delicate crystal bowls, caviar perched on edible gold leaves, and wine poured from bottles worth more than some homes beyond the palazzo's walls. Outside, tourists drifted by on gondolas, catching faint strains of laughter and music, left to wonder about the elite world unfolding within, a realm far removed from their own. The speeches began, not the polished corporate orations Jeff was known for, but raw, heartfelt tributes. Lauren's children took the stage first, their voices trembling yet resolute, sharing tales of a mother who piloted helicopters across vast oceans, laughed too loudly at corny jokes, and instilled in them that love was not a frailty, but a fierce, unyielding strength. Jeff listened, his eyes glistening, as if the armor of the world's richest man had cracked, if only for a moment, to reveal the human beneath.
Jeff Bezos rose to speak, a man once ridiculed for his boisterous laugh and caricatured as a ruthless robotic tycoon. Yet tonight, his words carried an unexpected tenderness, stripped of corporate bravado. He spoke not of Amazon's empire, nor of rockets piercing the stars, nor of his billions, but of choosing adventure over safety, of embracing a love that demanded everything, yet gifted him more than wealth could ever procure. The room burst into applause, a wave of admiration, but beneath the cheers, some guests shifted uncomfortably. The fairy tale was dazzling, yet shadows lingered behind its glow. Whispers of Mackenzie Scott, his ex-wife and Amazon's co-founder, hung in the air, her absence a silent weight. Now a transformative philanthropist, giving away billions in her own name, she was redefining legacy, while this night, however perfect, bore the scars of their fracture. As the orchestra's melody surged, dancers took to the floor, their movements a seamless blend of modern flair and classical grace, weaving between candlelit tables. They beckoned guests to join, and soon even the most stoic billionaires swayed beneath the glittering chandeliers, caught in the enchantment of a moment both radiant and haunted. The cameras, expertly positioned, captured every curated moment, framing the night in flawless elegance. Yet they missed the subtle glances exchanged between power brokers, the unspoken deals teased over flutes of champagne, and the quiet nods of truce between old rivals, cloaked in the guise of celebration. In this world, weddings transcended love. They were grand stages for empire building, each gesture a calculated signal of strength, alliances, and future maneuvers. Beyond the palazzo's ancient walls, fireworks erupted across the Venetian sky, their vibrant bursts mirrored in the shimmering canals as gondoliers paused, mesmerized by the spectacle. Lauren gazed upward, her hand tightly clasped in Jeff's, as if anchoring herself in the surreal reality of the moment. She had traversed worlds, from local news anchor to Hollywood luminary, from aviation trailblazer to the epicenter of global intrigue, and she held fast, unyielding. As the night unfolded, dresses were swapped for new ensembles, jewelry gleamed in dazzling permutations. Whispers circulated among guests, speculating which pieces were gifts from Bezos himself and which were priceless relics borrowed from legendary collections locked in vaults. One rumor electrified the crowd. An emerald necklace adorning a guest, its value whispered to be a staggering $60 million.
The symbolism hung heavy in the air, jewels, power, and beauty converging in a single opulent room, each element radiating its own allure. Yet at the core of this spectacle stood two souls, Jeff and Lauren, swaying in a dance that made the world fade away, as if they were utterly alone in their private universe. The music eased into a gentle hush, giving way to a murmur of whispers that rippled through the crowd. Guests pondered aloud in hushed tones. Would this union endure? Could a love kindled in such intense flames withstand the relentless scrutiny of a global spotlight? Might Bezos, with his unyielding fixation on cosmic frontiers, and Sanchez, driven by her insatiable craving for the limelight, truly navigate eternity side by side? Though no one voiced a definitive reply, the ambiguity itself amplified the evening's magnetic charm. This wasn't a tidy fairy tale destined to conclude with happily ever after. Those stories wrap up neatly. No, this was an epic saga playing out live, raw, and unpredictable, drawing spectators who craved the closest vantage point to the drama. The media frenzy didn't creep in gradually. It crashed like a tidal wave, relentless and overwhelming. It started with subtle rumors, escalating to explosive front-page exposés. Tabloids worldwide splashed headlines branding Jeff Bezos, the planet's wealthiest titan, ensnared in a scandal more akin to a gripping soap opera than the secluded realm of a tech pioneer. At the epicenter stood Lauren Sanchez, beaming in candid photos or piloting her helicopter in sleek, high-gloss images that captured her poise. Beneath the veneer of glamour, however, she was cast as the archetypal femme fatale, the siren who unraveled a 25-year marriage with her allure. In essence, the press had unearthed their ultimate jackpot, a tale starring the billionaire mogul, the devoted wife, the enigmatic mistress, and those damning leaked texts. It was a plotline so tantalizing, so ripe with intrigue that no outlet could resist devouring it whole.
The National Enquirer boasted that it had unearthed deeply personal details, intimate photos, fervent texts, promises of clandestine hotel rendezvous, and even selfies so private no one imagined they'd ever see the light of day. The revelation unleashed a torrent of questions that ricocheted across headlines. How had such guarded material been exposed? Who had leaked these private messages? Who stood to profit from this betrayal, and what was their motive? Suspicion quickly zeroed in on Michael Sanchez, Lauren's brother, a man with deep ties to the media world and a checkered history of controversy. His denials were inconsistent, shifting like sand in a storm. One moment he claimed to be shielding his sister's honor. The next he admitted, however vaguely, to sharing material, citing family loyalty. Later, in interviews in courtrooms, his contradictions piled up, casting a long shadow over Lauren's own loyalty and leaving Jeff to question whether love had clouded his judgment, exposing him to risks he'd overlooked for years. For decades, Jeff Bezos had been a master of privacy, building Amazon on a foundation of ironclad security, customer trust, and data safeguarded by sophisticated firewalls and encryption. Now, his meticulously constructed fortress of discretion had been breached, threatening to unravel the empire he and Mackenzie had forged.
In a cruel twist, Jeff Bezos' personal fortress crumbled through its most vulnerable point, a family member, Lauren's brother Michael, who held access to their intimate secrets. The irony was stark and inescapable, resonating with both the public and the press. The scandal deepened when Bezos took a bold, unprecedented step, publishing a blog post accusing America Media Inc., the parent company of the National Enquirer, of attempted blackmail and extortion. He exposed threatening emails that demanded he downplay their reporting or face the release of compromising photos. What began as a tale of infidelity morphed into a high-stakes clash over power, privacy, and the murky ethics of tabloid empires. Jeff emerged not just as a billionaire entangled in a love affair, but as a defiant whistleblower championing truth against coercion. The internet ignited. Some lauded his courage for standing firm against bullying, while others ridiculed him for letting personal missteps balloon into a global spectacle. Meanwhile, Mackenzie Scott, ever composed, remained silent but strategic, crafting a response that was neither loud nor scandalous, but surgically precise, poised to redefine her narrative with quiet, unshakable resolve.
In April 2019, Mackenzie Scott finalized her divorce from Jeff Bezos, securing $38 billion in Amazon stock, a settlement that instantly crowned her one of the world's wealthiest women. Her poised dignity amid the storm of scandal earned her widespread admiration, standing in stark contrast to the chaos swirling around Jeff and Lauren Sanchez. While Bezos battled relentless headlines and Lauren's name became tabloid shorthand for betrayal, Mackenzie embraced silence, later channeling her fortune into transformative philanthropy. She funneled billions into schools, nonprofits, and underserved communities, reshaping her public image from that of a scorned wife to one of history's most generous women. Her quiet resolve amplified a growing public debate. Who emerged stronger from this upheaval? The billionaire grappling with his own scandal, or the ex-wife carving a profound new legacy with grace? Meanwhile, Lauren stood steadfastly by Jeff's side, undeterred by the media frenzy. As their affair evolved into an official partnership, they navigated their new reality together, appearing hand in hand at high-profile events, on luxurious yachts, and at glittering Hollywood gatherings. Lauren embraced her role as Jeff's partner, yet her visibility only intensified the scrutiny she faced, with every move dissected under the world's watchful gaze.
Critics branded Lauren Sanchez a gold digger, accusing her of chasing Jeff Bezos' vast wealth, while her defenders insisted her love for him was genuine, their undeniable chemistry radiating in every public appearance. Yet beneath the polished smiles and carefully choreographed moments, a fierce battle over public perception raged on. For Jeff, the fallout extended far beyond emotional turmoil. It was a strategic minefield. Investors fretted that Amazon's sterling reputation might erode under the weight of scandal. Shareholders grew anxious over his divided focus, fearing distraction at the helm of a trillion-dollar empire. Rivals, sensing blood in the water, circled like sharks, ready to exploit any misstep. Even the US government began scrutinizing him through a new lens. The world's richest man now laid bare as publicly vulnerable. His weaknesses splashed across headlines and immortalized in leaked photos. Lauren, too, faced relentless whispers about her past, her motives dissected by a judgmental world. Yet amid chaos, she spoke of abundance and purpose, highlighting a $10 billion commitment to innovation and a $400 million initiative to green America's cities, passions she embraced with conviction, distinct from the drama, as she carved her own path alongside Jeff. Lauren Sanchez spoke passionately about greening inner cities, transforming concrete jungles into vibrant parks where children, often deprived of nature, could connect with the Earth's beauty. We're building spaces so kids can look out and think, "I want to help save this planet because it's breathtaking," she said. Her enthusiasm shone as she thanked an interviewer for a book, believing it would inspire countless children to feel seen and empowered. "Stay curious," she urged, her words a call to action for a generation. "This book will touch so many lives." The interviewer echoed her excitement, noting its impact. Lauren, the pilot who soared to space, and Jeff Bezos faced a pivotal choice: retreat into the shadows, hiding from relentless cameras until the scandal's roar faded, or confront the storm head-on, redefining themselves in the public eye. They chose boldness. Rather than shrinking from scrutiny, Jeff and Lauren stepped into the spotlight together, appearing at high-profile events. No longer fodder for hushed gossip columns, their relationship played out under the dazzling glow of red carpets, yacht decks, and gala dinners. What began as a tabloid-fueled drama morphed into a calculated display of power and resilience. They understood that image could be a weapon, perception a canvas to rewrite their narrative, and so they leaned in, crafting a new story with every confident step.
Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez wove a narrative not of disgrace, but of unyielding resilience, emerging as a couple fortified by their shared trials. Their chemistry radiated unmistakably. Her laughter, captured in fleeting camera flashes, sparked warmth, while his smile softened in her presence, a stark departure from the stoic, robotic CEO persona that had defined him for decades. This was Jeff unmasked, a man deeply in love. For Lauren, the scandal transformed into a springboard. No longer merely a helicopter pilot or television host, she stood as the partner of the world's richest man, a role that thrust her into a whirlwind of attention, influence, and opportunity. Her fashion choices sparked headlines, her jewelry scrutinized, her every gesture parsed by paparazzi and critics with equal fervor. Yet beyond the dazzling surface, the couple pursued a deeper purpose. Lauren urged Jeff to reveal more of his human side, nudging him toward the arts, into the orbit of Hollywood's elite, and far from Amazon's world of spreadsheets and algorithms. Jeff embraced it, perhaps driven by a need to prove, after the public unraveling of his marriage to Mackenzie, that he could rebuild not just an empire, but a life enriched by vulnerability and connection. Perhaps Jeff Bezos craved reinvention, or maybe he was simply enthralled by Lauren Sanchez's vibrant energy, a force that seemed to pull him from his calculated world.
Whatever the catalyst, their union became a bold, inescapable presence, gradually shifting the public narrative from one of betrayal to one of transformation. But reinvention comes at a cost, and the world remains split. Half viewed Jeff as a fool, seduced by passion, gambling his hard-earned reputation for fleeting romance. The other half saw a man breaking free, finally living beyond the confines of boardrooms and shareholder demands. Lauren, meanwhile, faced vicious labels: gold digger, homewrecker, opportunist, stinging caricatures hurled by a judgmental public. Yet, over time, a deeper truth emerged. She was no mere tabloid villain. Lauren possessed ambition and sharp strategic instincts, honed from years navigating the media as a host, producer, and a woman who understood how celebrity culture could both devour and elevate its players. Rather than shrinking from the storm, she harnessed it, turning scrutiny into fuel. Through posed photo shoots and carefully crafted interviews, she recast herself not as the scandal's antagonist, but as Jeff's steadfast anchor, the woman who infused joy into a life long consumed by relentless work. Slowly, with calculated grace, the narrative began to tilt in their favor.
Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez then embraced a new chapter: philanthropy. They aligned themselves with urgent causes: climate change, education, and equality, redefining their public image. Jeff committed billions through the Bezos Earth Fund, channeling resources into environmental preservation, while Lauren spoke fervently about empowering women and young girls, her voice resonating at charity galas and foundation events. Their presence recast them from scandal-tainted lovers to catalysts for global change. Cynics scoffed, labeling it reputation laundering, but the tangible impact dulled their critiques. Headlines grew kinder, their public appearances shed much of the venom once aimed at them, and their status as a couple solidified, even earning acceptance. Yet the shadow of scandal lingered. Michael Sanchez's name, tied to lawsuits, depositions, and accusations over leaks, kept the National Enquirer saga smoldering, a persistent reminder that their love story was forged in fire, forever tinged with the scent of smoke. As years unfolded, Jeff's life drifted further from Amazon's helm. In 2021, he stepped down as CEO, a move many tied to his yearning to transcend business. Through Blue Origin, he chased the stars. Through the Washington Post, he shaped discourse. And with Lauren, he embraced love. The once untouchable billionaire now seemed almost theatrical, living a life as bold and expansive as his ambitions.
Jeff Bezos soared into space alongside his brother, both waving cowboy hats with irrepressible grins, while Lauren Sanchez watched from below, cheering with the fervor of both partner and producer of his vibrant second act. The world had known Jeff Bezos 1.0, the work-obsessed CEO, a titan of industry. Now it met Jeff Bezos 2.0, the lover, the adventurer, the dreamer, with Lauren ever present, shaping his image and infusing vivid color into the grayscale of his former life. By the time engagement rumors swirled, the scandal that once defined them felt like a fading echo, though never entirely erased. Tabloids buzzed with whispers of a massive diamond ring, fueled by paparazzi shots capturing Lauren's hand sparkling under scrutiny. Social media ignited with speculation. Was the world's richest man preparing for another wedding? Could this couple, once mocked and dissected, rewrite their story as icons of love rather than targets of ridicule? Then confirmation came. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez were indeed engaged. Their chosen wedding destination silenced doubters. Venice, the timeless city of love and art and eternal romance, where power and beauty intertwine amid gondolas and grand palazzos. When the news broke, it was clear this was no ordinary wedding. It was a bold statement, a spectacle poised to redefine their legacy.
It was a bold declaration. The couple, once branded as a scandal, had evolved into a formidable power couple, now ascending to something even grander. The world's richest man was marrying not in the shadows of secrecy, but in the breathtakingly cinematic embrace of Venice, a stage where love and legacy intertwined. Their wedding became a global obsession, a dazzling collision of glamour and history, where celebrity met royalty in a spectacle that blurred the lines between a personal love story and a worldwide phenomenon. Every detail was orchestrated with flawless precision: the exquisite gowns, the meticulously curated guest list, the fleet of yachts gliding under the glow of a golden Venetian sunset. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez stood together, their presence a defiant proclamation to the world: yes, we survived, yes, we love, yes, we are here, and nothing can take this from us. Yet, beneath the radiant veneer, a question lingered. Had Jeff truly found enduring love, or had he masterfully recast his narrative into one the world could eagerly consume? The scandal would forever be woven into their story, but so too would their reinvention. Perhaps that was the true brilliance of Jeff and Lauren. They didn't erase their past. They reshaped it into a prologue for a wedding that felt both like a grand finale and a vibrant new beginning. The billionaire and the pilot, hand in hand, had scripted a legacy that was as unyielding as it was unforgettable.
Venice was more than a city, it was a grand stage, and Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez had claimed it with audacious flair. What began as a clandestine text message spiraled into one of the most sensational scandals of the modern era. Jeff, who had built a colossal empire from a humble garage, learned that no fortune could insulate him from the tumult of human desire, ambition, and betrayal. Private moments became public fodder. Whispers morphed into screaming headlines. Yet from this tempest emerged a remarkable reinvention. Rather than retreating into the shadows, Jeff confronted the blaze head-on, owning his truth and rebuilding his narrative. In doing so, he revealed a profound lesson. True power lies not in avoiding failure, but in rising stronger from its ashes. Lauren, once reduced to cruel labels and relentless doubt, claimed her own agency. No longer just a pilot or a media personality, she emerged as the formidable partner of one of the world's most influential men. She didn't shy from the spotlight, but embraced it, turning every attack into fuel, every rumor into a testament to her resilience. Their love, a lightning rod for critics, also became a beacon for those who championed second chances and bold reinvention. Whether standing atop super yachts, gracing red carpets, or arriving at their Venetian wedding, a spectacle akin to a royal coronation, they transcended their scandalized past to become the embodiment of the spectacle itself. As the world debated their choices, a deeper truth surfaced. Their story was not just about love or scandal, but about the audacity to rewrite one's destiny against all odds.
This saga transcended the story of two. It was a tale of three. Mackenzie Scott, the quiet force who emerged from the chaos with $38 billion, chose not to chase yachts or bask in the spotlight. Instead, she redefined wealth itself, channeling her fortune into transformative philanthropy that reshaped communities, schools, and lives. Her silence spoke louder than any tabloid headline, her actions crafting a legacy that might one day outshine all others. Jeff, Lauren, Mackenzie. Three names eternally entwined by love, betrayal, fortune, and the whims of fate. Their paths diverged, yet remained bound by an unbreakable thread. This wasn't merely about Amazon's empire, rockets piercing the cosmos, or fleeting scandals. It was a profound reflection of the human condition, a collision of love and power, ambition and morality, secrets and the unrelenting gaze of the public eye. Now, as Jeff ventures deeper into space with Blue Origin, Lauren stands boldly at his side, and Mackenzie forges ahead with her mission of giving. Their story remains unfinished. It evolves, shape-shifting with every choice, a testament that the endeavor never truly ends. It only transforms, as dynamic and boundless as the lives they lead.
The ultimate lesson crystallizes.
No amount of wealth, influence, or headlines can strip away the raw human need for connection. Jeff Bezos, the world's richest man, remains a man yearning for meaning and intimacy. Lauren Sanchez, the woman at his side, stands resolute, determined to define herself on her own terms, far beyond the glare of tabloid labels. Mackenzie Scott, who walked away with a $38 billion fortune, embodies a different strength, proving that true power can lie in stepping away, forging a path of purpose through quiet, transformative giving. Their saga began in a modest garage, weathered storms of scandal, betrayal, divorce, and audacious reinvention, and endures as a testament to resilience. It's not a mere love story, but a sprawling epic, reminding us that even among billionaires breathing rarefied air, the human heart remains the wildest, most unpredictable frontier. This narrative, drawn from legal allegations in a news context, is rooted in official filings with no guilt implied until proven in court. Please keep discussions respectful, recognizing the allegations are not facts until adjudicated.